Cari amici, shalom. This is Noah. I'd like to thank the AssisiPaceGiusta Foundation and the Perugia Assisi Foundation for inviting me to make comments in this important event. Since October 7th, we here in Israel have been living a nightmare. It has been hell. Hamas terrorists, the death cult of Hamas, infiltrated our borders and started raping, torturing, burning, butchering, killing, burning alive, burning mothers alive and children and elderly, and performing the most horrible genocidal crimes against humanity, and then kidnapping 250 innocent civilians over into Gaza, into Hamas tunnels, and throwing bombs, of course, on innocent civilians, including my own home and my own family, who has been in bomb shelters so many times. And there are bombs falling on Israel from the north, from Hezbollah, and bombs from the Houthim in Yemen. Israel is under attack. Israel is fighting for her life. It's not another assault. It's fighting for our very existence. I personally feel under attack not only by the death cults of Hamas, Hezbollah, and Houthim, but also by my own government, as do millions of Israelis being betrayed by this radical, extremist government of settlers, of Jewish terrorists, of messianic crazies who will take us all to hell, led by a corrupt, horrible man by the name of Netanyahu. And alongside that, we feel betrayed as well by the international community. We've heard Hamas being called freedom fighters. We've heard people denying the atrocities, denying the stories of rape, Me Too, UN women making comments which are just despicable about rape, Israeli women's rape, as if that didn't count. Is that anti-Semitism? We've seen people tearing down the posters of the kidnapped children. We've seen American universities making statements which are just incredible. I just can't believe what I am hearing. And what has this to do with supporting the Palestinian cause? I am a supporter of the Palestinian cause. I believe in peace with the Palestinians, and I've been fighting for it for 30 years and paying a high price. I believe in Israel alongside Palestine. From the river to the sea, both people will be free. From the rivers to the sea, peace for you and me, not Palestine will be free. What does that mean? You want to kill me? What are these statements? So I feel definitely under attack. And I also see what's happening in Gaza. And it is horrible. It's a nightmare. It's a tragedy, the amount of innocent lives lost. Because this is the failure of all of us to have achieved peace. We were not able, since the murder of Yitzhak Rabin. Numerous attempts, and both sides failed miserably with weak, terrible leadership to bring us to peace. And innocent people pay for this, beyond the fact that Hamas do use innocent civilians as human shields, do hide their missiles in hospitals and schools, do lie and cheat. They cannot be trusted with anything, let alone information, and least of all, human life. They care nothing for human life. They are shaheeds. So we have a full-blown tragedy here, full-blown tragedy. So what do we call for? Me, personally. First, for the release of the hostages immediately, for the intervention of the international community to bring these children, women, men, and elderly home. God in heaven only knows what they are suffering in Hamas tunnels. Bring them home now. Second, immediately, we need a diplomatic solution, like what the United States, like Joe Biden is suggesting, and I really appreciate the United States here. We need Europe as well. We need the moderate Arab countries. We need NATO. We need anyone who can come and stabilize this region and start immediately negotiations for a two-state solution, Israel and Palestine alongside each other. That is the only way that we can hope for life for our children, and we need the intervention of the international community. And we need the intervention of religious leaders around the world, which are not making statements which are strong enough, not saying no war, no death in the name of God. That is not what God is all about. So I can tell you from my pain, from my sorrow, from my personal loss, from the loss of my country, from the loss of so many of my friends, from my pain and sorrow from my friends, from my Palestinian friends in the West Bank and in Gaza, from this deep place of pain, I call you, anyone in the international community, come. Jerusalem, city of light, should be a city of peace for all nations. And if peace is achieved here in the Middle East, it will radiate to the entire world. Israel alongside Palestine. May we know better days.